you for watching. I'm Lucretia Renee Church. This is 3 Minute Matters. Here I discuss topics from a biblical perspective within 3 minutes. And I have a question for you today. Who are you? Talk back to me in the comments. Let's go. I would often say what I do is not who I am. And that's a true statement as far as pertaining to a secular occupation. But as a son of God, I am what I perpetually do. Not my every now and then mistakes, but what I intentionally do. My actions are identifiers of the DNA that's flowing within me. The character of God exemplified through me proves his presence in me. Let me give you a couple of examples from the word of God of what I mean. In Matthew 12:46-50, while Jesus was still talking to the crowd, his mother and his brother stood outside wanting to speak to him. Someone told him, "Your mother and your brothers are outside and they would like to speak to you." He replied to him, "Who is my mother and who are my brothers?" Pointing to his disciples, he said, "Here are my mother and my brothers. For whoever does the will of my Father in heaven, he is my brother and my sister and mother." Notice in verse 50, Jesus says, "Whoever does," hear me, "does the will of my Father in heaven, he is my brother and my sister and my mother." He put emphasis on the doing of God's will in order to be identified as a child of the Father in heaven. In Matthew 11:2-5, from the prison, John the Baptist sent word to Jesus asking if he was the Messiah or if they should look for another. Jesus answered, "Go back and report to John what you hear and what you see. The blind receive sight, the lame walk, the lepers are cleansed, the deaf hear, and the dead are raised up, and the poor have the gospel preached to them." John 5:36, Jesus said, "My works testify of me." There was no actual blood test to confirm Jesus's identity. So he said, and I'm paraphrasing, "If you want to know who I am, take note of my actions because they line up with prophecy and the character of God." There's a certain way that believers are supposed to talk, walk, and live. And the center of it all should be love. Remember, our actions speak louder, listen, than the ink that's printed on the identification cards that we have. If you don't want to be identified or misidentified as something other than a follower of Jesus Christ, then you have to make sure that your actions are testifying accurately of who you are. I want to thank you so much for watching. I want you to have a great day. Leave me a comment. Let's talk a little further. You are what you do, so be careful. God bless you.